So we're at the summer solstice, June 21st, and look what we've got. 3 years on the trot on the solstice. We have a brilliant Noctilucent cloud show. So I thought I would quickly describe and explain pretty much what the NLCs are. My first proper hunt for the Noctilucent clouds began at a local hill in between Perth and Dundee. I've climbed this hill many times, and in fact I've hiked this hill while shooting a moonrise, which I also captured on camera just a few months back. The skies were crystal clear, and with the NLCs getting spotted throughout Europe for the past week, I thought to make the effort and get a viewpoint overlooking the countryside in the hope of a wide panorama. At the summit of the hill, a weather station has been recently built, which is pretty cool to see. And although the view was brilliant from the top, I didn't fancy it for a photograph, so I dropped down a bit and found a good composition. Right, I'm finally in position after so many attempts of trying to get these damn NLCs. I've finally got clear skies and hopefully Noctilucent activity, since the clouds activity has been pretty good for the last few days really. I finally got clear skies, found them, hiked a hill, got a nice wee foreground, and I'm hopefully tonight's the night where I can finally tick it off the list. So hopefully this time everything checks out. So I'm just up a hill near Perth. Oh, it's getting quite kind of dark now I'm filming this on my phone, so I'll need to switch to the Sony to get better quality because the low light's going on the camera. But you can just see the moon behind me, so I've got my Sigma 150 to 600 to try and capture that moon set over Perth later on in a few hours. But over in the north, wow, that looks awful. Sorry about the quality. Yeah, hopefully the northern lights, I wish. Noctilucent clouds come out soon, so fingers crossed. I'm in position, I've got all my equipment. I just hope it works because I'm just gagging for a Noctilucent clouds picture, and I'm hopefully going to get a nice panorama of this view because I've started to get into the panorama photography at night. So hopefully a Noctilucent cloud panorama with loads of country in the foreground in this sort of cliff crag area I'll show. That would be an awesome picture. So fingers crossed. I'll switch to the Sony if anything happens, but hopefully tonight's the night. So this is my planned foreground for tonight. We've got nice wee crags there, cliff, and then the lovely just countryside. Sorry about the wind. And then all the way around there, I'm hoping to get a panorama of this sort of view with a good display in the northern sky, but we shall see. Nothing's appearing just now, but that's the view I've got just now, so I'll just have to wait a few hours and hope for a show. There's a good few bits of wildlife jumping about. To be honest, it's actually almost pitch black to the naked eye, but this camera just brings out the light. There's a lot of deer running about and hare running about, and they're making a hell of a noise, shouting at each other, probably shouting at me. The moon's just up there, just about set. So, yeah, that's my view just now. Right, getting a wee bit annoyed now because where the hell are the clouds? I've tried so many times this year and and I cannot get these clouds to appear for me. Like, whoa, what is that? Look at that. See that? That's just a iridium flare there with the satellite. The clouds are just not coming out for me at all. I've been up here for 2 hours, it's now nearly 1 o'clock, and there's absolutely nothing. I just cannot seem to find the clouds. Every time I'm not out, the clouds come out. Every time I do go out and hike a hill, nothing. It's an absolute nightmare. So I think I'm going to retreat to the car, move the car into a good north facing area and just hope for the best there, just so I can get a wee bit of warmth and stay in my car, because it's quite cold actually, but they're just not coming out at all. Excuse the wind, it has just got a wee bit windy, but I'm just kind of getting annoyed that there's no Noctilucent clouds when I'm trying to get them. The past few years when I have been photographing them, they've pretty much been out every time it's been clear, but this year it's been a bit tricky. I'm still confident that I'll get some tonight, so I will go back to the car, go into a nice view and just wait a few more hours, and hopefully oh, hold on. I apologise for moaning, but maybe I needed to do a bit of moaning. They've started to come out over there. Well, thank goodness for that. I was losing faith a wee bit. Right, so I'll wait a few hours, hopefully they come up a wee bit more, and we'll get a good shot of them. But they're in the east, and I kind of want them to be in the north. So it's not in the right direction, but it's better. I'll take it just now. Right, so I'll get my camera and I'll start photographing that, because it is getting brighter. Thank goodness for that, I was getting a bit worried. I managed to capture, well, that was Jupiter. Took loads of different exposures with Jupiter rising over this hill. You can see its moons. If I zoom in, how do I zoom in? There we go. You can see Jupiter's moons. Oh gosh. So there's Jupiter, and a moon there, a moon there, a moon. So it's cool being able to see Jupiter and its moons just with a camera and a normal lens. Got the moon, a nice moon set over some green fields. Nothing too special. I'm excited to see what these moon pictures looks like, since I wasn't really coming out for the moon. And just as I'm talking to you just now, there's Noctilucent clouds just started to appear behind me, so I'm going to get the wide angle lens out and try and zoom into these NLCs that have just started to form behind me. So hold on. Right, so finally we've got some Noctilucent cloud activity. It's not the best show I've ever seen, but it's a hint of what's to come hopefully this summer. It's just, yes, I'm just playing about photographing the NLCs, using different tactics and stuff, zooming in different focal lengths and stuff, but it's not the most fantastic show, so it's a bit annoying, but it's something. At least it's the first show I've seen this year, so I'll take it pretty much. So yeah, I'll hopefully put some pictures up of it, but I'm pretty disappointed in tonight, but at least I got some good shots of the moon, Jupiter, and hopefully some NLC action shots as well. Half two now, so the clouds will start disappearing into the daylight, and I'll go to bed because I've been up all night. Hopefully more to come. We just need a wee bit more clear skies, and more activity, but it's a good sign, the NLCs for the summer. Well, hey, so we're at the summer solstice. So we're at the summer solstice, June 21st, and look what we've got. 3 years on the trot on the solstice. We have a brilliant Noctilucent cloud show. I'm just currently near, it's a hill near Dundee, and it's got like a road going near it, so it's quite easy access. And I noticed these 3 trees a few days ago, so I thought it would make some good foreground for a good picture for the northern lights or the Noctilucent clouds. So the Noctilucent clouds have came out. I can just see the Big Dipper, and that's the best sort of structure I've seen with the Noctilucent clouds for a good while now. So I'm so happy to get a good shot finally. A shot that I'm proud of, a shot that I can maybe do something with. There's a few other shots down the road of some sheep in a field that I might try and get, but I'm so glad just to get a picture of a good display. It's kind of fading out just a wee bit now. Unfortunately, this bit was a bit bigger. You'll see the pictures, I'll put the pictures up. This sort of area that you can see, which is quite bright, was much bigger and brighter. So it's kind of faded away now. Hopefully it comes back again. You normally get 2 sort of pulses with the NLCs. You get one an hour and a half after sunset, and then another one an hour and a half just before sunset. So there's some more NLCs just forming away over in the east, and there was a wee clump down in the south. You can get NLCs all over the sky when it's the right conditions. So that's fantastic to get a good NLC shot. I got a panorama as well, so I thought I would quickly describe and explain pretty much what the NLCs are. And what they really are just ice crystals that are formed above the North Pole, and they're illuminated by the sun when the sun's at a certain degrees below the horizon, and we see that the clouds pretty much shine. They're called Noctilucent. That translates to night shining, so it just means that, you know, they're still seeing the sun, that them clouds are still seeing the sun, so they're lit up pretty nicely for us to see against the twilight of our night sky. The season for them is around about the start of June, so late May, start of June to start of August sort of time. It varies different years, depends on its activity, and you can never foresee its activity or forecast its activity, so you just have to kind of get out and just hope that the clouds appear, because there's no way of really seeing what their forecast is, because they're just clouds. They can't really be. There is satellites up there that can detect clouds, but you can only see them after it actually happens. So you could see last night's activity. You can't predict the future. You can kind of predict the overall activity, but you can't predict a definite date for the clouds to come out. So every time you've got clear skies, you just need to get out. So we did have a show just there, you just saw on the camera, but they've kind of faded out a wee bit, and there's a few more NLCs happening down in the east now. There's a 75% illuminated moon just over there behind us, behind yous. That kind of lights up the foregrounds a wee bit better. So I'm happy to finally get a show. I'm absolutely delighted with how the image turned out, although I do wish I remembered to stack more images just to make that image just much cleaner. The 3 trees gave a little bit of interest, but hoping to capture the clouds a few more times this summer to hopefully get an image I can put in a calendar or something along those lines. This was another panorama which included 7 vertical images with the new 50mm 1.8 Sony lens that I'd recently just got a few weeks back. There's something about the image that I love. I think it's just because it shows the scale of the night sky and how powerful the NLCs can be. So I'm very happy with how the night went, and I'm pretty chuffed of all the images that I got.